Hey guys, welcome back to Rebecca Writes, and today we will be talking about plot and how you can plot your novel. So let's get started. The plot is made up of 5 acts: the beginning, the rising action, the climax, the falling action, and the resolution. In the beginning, your character, either protagonist or antagonist, starts off in their world, and to grasp the reader's attention, most writers use an inciting incident. An inciting incident is an unexpected event in your character's lives that turns their perfect world upside down and makes them want to reach their goal, but they don't want to face their fear, which moves us into the second part of the plot, which is the rising action. The rising action is a series of these incidents or success to get the character towards the goal. Everything either continually going wrong, leading to a false defeat, or everything going right, leading to a false victory. And then this brings us to the third point, the third act of your plot, which is the climax, which is the highest point of action in your novel, where the character almost reaches your goal, or it's a false victory. They're almost at reaching their goal, but if it's a false defeat, they're all at the bottom, and since they kept being defeated each time during the rising action, is the biggest defeat that they have faced yet. So you can do it either way in either story. And then going into the fourth act is the falling action, which is after the climax, and it releases the tension from the climax, and the character from either a false victory or a false defeat, everything either starts going better, starts going worse for them, which means like they lose everything. Save the Cat novel, that it means all is lost, which your character either loses stuff like personally, like they get hurt personally, emotionally, any kind of way you could probably hurt your character. That's what they experience during the falling action. And then the fifth act of your plot is the resolution, which is the end of the story for your character, which they get the goal and they confront their fear at the same time. It can either end happy or sad. If it ends happy, they have reached their goal and have learned the lesson from the plot. If it ends sad, they still have reached their goal, but they have lost, and it didn't end good for the character, but they still learned the lesson from their incident. For an example of this, I'm going to choose the movie Tangled. When my life begins, she wants freedom. That's kind of her singing her goal, but she has to stay in the tower. The inciting incident in the beginning is when Flynn Rider arrives, turning her perfect lonely world and making freedom possible without confronting her fear of people using her, so she can have that freedom without people trying to hurt her for her magic powers. And then that goes into the second act, which is the rising action. She meets new people that kind of shows her that her fear of people using her is not real, that Mother Gothel was trying to scare her, but she doesn't realize this yet. And then she realized that she might like Flynn Rider, achieving her dream while avoiding her fear of people using her. But if you remember from the movie that Mother Gothel was warning her in the song Mother Knows Best, which is kind of like her fear coming back to the forefront just a little bit, trying to like foreshadow what's going to happen. So if you would want to add that in your story, that would also be good. And then the falling action is when after they've seen the lanterns and her dream has been fulfilled, Flynn leaves her. Well, more of like the Stabbington brothers beat him up and he goes to jail. And she is almost captured, and then she returns back to her captivity in the tower, and so everything is lost. She had her dream of seeing the lanterns, but she didn't fulfill her dream of being free and getting able to see the world. And then the resolution is when Eugene escapes the dungeon. She realizes that Mother Gothel was the one that used her, not the people around her. And that the antagonist hurts her personally, which is kind of a little bit of falling action in All Is Lost. She hurt somebody that was closest to her, and then he goes and heals Eugene, and Mother Gothel dies, leading to the resolution of where she can be free again, and where she confronted her fear of people using her. She wanted it to stop. And then she returns back to her parents and realizes that no one's going to use her. Anybody that would have used her is now dead, and that she will be truly loved by her family instead of being used for her powers. So as you can see, that this movie kind of mirrors the plot in a way, and that the plot is one of the main things that you can use to better your story. It is not the only thing, and then I'll discuss this in later videos, that the plot is not the only thing that you're going to use in your story, but it is one of four that you're going to be able to unlock the door to the perfect story. And so I'll share the other in later videos. I hope y'all enjoyed this video and you understand the plot better. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time. Bye.